C-list, baby. That's a smart list right there.
I love it.
The C-list, when you look at the top five postseason arms list, and this guy, Shohei Ohtani, the way he's been pitching lately, his last outing, 5 no-hit innings, what he's doing, what he's going to mean to the Dodgers coming into postseason time. I really think he's that X factor pitching as well as he can right now coming into postseason. Freddie Peralta, the Brewers have played so well all year long, and he has been that mainstay at the top of that rotation, pitching the way he pitches. It's going to be a huge arm for the Brewers to finally get to where they want to get to in the postseason. He's so important to that club. Hunter Green, man, the Reds are right there. They're tied with the Mets. They're in the top of the wild card. Hunter Green, this guy is special. When he's on, he might be the best pitcher in the game, and I'm serious with that too. Obviously, you got Skeen Skubal. Hunter Green, when he's on, he's right in the mix there too. He's going to be a top arm in this postseason. Christopher Sanchez has been lights out for the Phillies all year long, has really come in to be that ace. With Wheeler being out, Sanchez is a guy they're really going to lean on. They're going to need him to be the ace come postseason time. And the other guy, my top guy, is Yamamoto.
Yamamoto.
Because if you look at Yamamoto's stuff, man, it's right there. He might be the second best pitcher in the NL behind Paul Skeens. This is a guy, if the Dodgers want to get back to what they're doing and win championships, he's going to be a guy that's going to have to lead them. So those are my top 5 C-list NL starting pitchers.
Ooh, I like that. And you know what comes to mind when I see Hunter Green, because the Cincinnati Reds are right there. They're in possession of a wild card, but it could change. He's going on Wednesday. So if they need him on short rest on Sunday, right, that changes the complexion perhaps of the wild card. Maybe he won't pitch game 1 if they need him. We'll see maybe short rest.
They hope that doesn't happen,
They hope that doesn't happen. We will see.
They're going crazy in Cincinnati right now, guys.
I saw on Sunday, they were standing up on Sunday. The Mets had just lost, and it was like the 9th inning, and Jose Trevino was catching. And I saw everybody was standing up, and I was thinking, oh, my gosh. And they knew. You knew that they blasted that Mets score.
Oh, there's no doubt. And baseball in Cincinnati this time of year, postseason, if they get in, man, that place is going to be rocking the Queen City.
Let's go.
Well, they are going to face the Pittsburgh Pirates beginning tonight at home against Cincinnati. I believe Paul Skeens is set to face the Reds tomorrow. Meantime, the Mets, where are they? They are on the road going to Chicago to take on the Cubs.
We're watching an Star Watch presented by MLB Pro Spirit. Corbin Carroll burst on the scene, the 2023 NL Rookie of the Year. And look at this. Career highs in doubles, triples, home runs, and RBI. And he's the first player in franchise history with 30 home runs and 30 steals. Case at times, the Diamondbacks' postseason chances were less than 1%. Yeah. How has he helped catapult them to this point within
just one game back?
1 game back.
Yeah, 1 game back. I mean, you know, they got rid of Suarez, they got rid of Naylor, and all of a sudden, they're just throwing in the towel.
Merrill Kelly.
No, I was talking about the Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks.
They got rid of, and Merrill Kelly too. I was talking about that lineup. You thought, okay, they're not going to score any runs anymore. At the end of the day, I mean, Corbin Carroll says, no. I'm one of the best players in baseball, and I'm doing things obviously other people can't do. I want to take a look at, you know, his numbers and just what he's putting up. I mean, this guy has been so impressive. And how he can beat you in so many different ways. I mean, this is such a sweet swing, and not the biggest of guys. 5'10", 165. You know, finds a way he can beat you on the base paths and beat you with his power. When you look at Corbin Carroll, that 31 homers, the first in Diamondbacks history. First 30-30, 31 home runs, 30 stolen bases. I mean, it's so impressive how he goes about it. You know, when you look at this guy, 5'10", 160, you would not think he has the kind of power that he has, but he does. When this guy hits the ball, he drives the ball out of the park. We want to take a look right now at some of his home runs that he's hit this season. I mean, when he hits them, he crushes them. And this ball is absolutely hammered on nasty lefty, 0-1 pitch. Another one right here, 96, 434 feet. If you watch Corbin Carroll, I mean, that's an absolute bomb. Second deck. If you watch Corbin Carroll, he does not hit a lot of wall scrapers. Ooh. You think he might with the size that he has, but this guy, 437 into the gap. Another lefty, which I love. 93. You kidding me? You can't sneak a fastball by this guy. 443. And this one right here. So impressive. Watch where this lands, Roflo. 474. If we get the side here, you can see where this ball lands. Absolute crushes this ball. Second deck out there in Colorado. I mean, that is a bomb, everybody.
Wow.
Almost 500 feet. You know, and look at this guy. For extra base hits leaders, got 79 extra base hits. Look at these names. Shohei Ohtani. And I want you to look at how big these guys are. 6'3", 210. Cal Raleigh, 6'2", 235. Judgy, 6'7", 280. Corbin Carroll comes in at a 5'10", 165. Look at Schwarber, Alonso. You would not think that Corbin Carroll has the pop that he has. He flat out drive the baseball. It's absolutely amazing the leverage that he creates. But to be this big with some of the best guys in the game, and I want to show you how he does it. One thing I love about Corbin Carroll, I want to look at the top half first. This top hand. Really lock into the top hand. Some of the best power hitters in the game do a great job. Go ahead and run this. Do a great job of when he comes in and he gets on plane. And we're going to get to his legs in a second. But watch this top hand. I want you to keep running it. And right on contact, I want to show you. Okay, stop it right there. So he's going to top hand release his hand right here. And the reason it's so good for Corbin Carroll being 5'10", 160, a lot of times when you see that top hand release, that means the force that he creates with his lower half drives through that baseball so well that he almost has to let that top hand go to continue the force through the baseball. That's why he drives the ball so far. Go ahead and show this really quick. I mean, right there, it's just so impressive how he gets down inside the ball. Now, I'm going to show you this right here. This is a great point to look at. You look at his first half in 2024. A big reason he struggled, he couldn't get the ball in the air. The attack angle was at 5 degrees, right? So when you look right here, the ideal attack angle percentage of swings is 5 to 20 degrees. Look at the adjustment that he started to make in the second half of 24, and then in 25, 11-degree attack angle, 68.5, best in baseball. Best in baseball at getting basically what that means is 70% of the time he's getting in between this 5 to 20 degree attack angle where he's catching that baseball and getting the ball into the air on the pull side. That's why I think 25 of his 31 home runs this year are on that pull side in the air and really catching the ball out front. I want to go back and look at the lower half of this guy's of this guy too. Remember, 5'10", 160. You want to talk about leverage that he creates here. Go ahead and run this and pause it right when he gets to leg kicks. Stop it right there. Stop it right there. It almost looks like a pitcher. So what's a pitcher doing when he's on the mound? He has a mound because he's creating downward action. Sometimes as a hitter, we want to kind of create that plane too, but we're on flat ground. Corbin Carroll, man, he gets this leg up and stop it right there. Do you see how he's getting that kind of falling forward? And he is creating so much leverage with his legs. So go ahead and keep it going. Stop it, toe tap, stop right there. Look at that spread right there. He comes up with a leg kick like he's a pitcher, and his front foot is this far in front of the plate to create that leverage that he needs, not being 6'4", 6'5", and coming downhill. He has to create that downward action with his legs. Now watch the drive on the backside. Stop it right there. Look at that back knee. You want to talk about drive inside the ball? Look at the back foot coming in, driving to the plate, the knees to the plate, the drive, the legs almost on the ground. He's really using the leverage of his size. Not being that big, he's using everything. So go ahead and run that all the way through. Look at that leverage right there, and then through that. It made me think of somebody, though, which was great. It made me think of my teammate back in 2008, Dustin Pedroia. Not the biggest guy going. In the program, it says he's 5'9". He's probably 5'8". But Petey, watch the leverage that he created. Petey was a guy, too, that could flat out rate it. Now watch this. Stop it right there. Look at that. Stop it right there. Look at that right there. So a guy that you're not that big, you have to be able to create your own leverage. Dustin Pedroia was one of the best ever to do it with the size that he had. They thought, oh, this guy will never play in the big leagues. Not only did he play in the big leagues, he's one of the best second basemen ever, and he won an MVP in 2008. And you're talking about Corbin Carroll, the first 30-30 guy for the Diamondbacks. Why? Man, because this guy creates an unbelievable attack angle where he gets the ball out front, and he uses his whole body, that 160 frame, to really get through it. So I love bringing back those thoughts. But now here's the other thing. this is where he's elite. He'll beat you on the base pass every single night. He's a problem. When he gets on base, he's a problem. Not only as a base stealer, but you would talk about running the bases. Great secondary leads for all the kids out there. Once you're done hitting, now you're a base runner. Now you got to be mentally locked in to do this well, to wreak havoc on the bases. And that's what he does. Ball in the dirt, he's going to take the extra base. Right? He's so heads up, and this is where he can beat you in so many different ways. So it's not just the hitting, but the base running. It's not just the steals either, but the base running. Look at this. Fangraph's base running runs leaders, he's way above the best. And this stat brings in first to thirds, scoring from first to home, stealing bases, caught stealing. It puts it all together. It's almost like war for base running. And Corbin Carroll at that stage is absolutely elite. So, I mean, here we are, one game back. The Diamondbacks are sitting there, and they're going to lean on this guy right now, guys, for Corbin Carroll. 30-30. There's a few games to go. This guy is a special player, and it's going to be a fun last week to see what Corbin Carroll, if he can get this Arizona Diamondbacks club into a postseason spot.
What is the combination of power and speed?
Yeah, they take on the Dodgers, as you mentioned tonight. Shohei Ohtani, Brandon Pfaadt. That is your pitching matchup.
You need to give them a speech.
In Arizona. Well, that's a little bit later. Yeah, for the inspiration.
Oh, what's that
inspiration,
called? In the business?
If you will. Yeah, that's a deep tease. Not to be confused with the deep V. This is the deep tease. Here's an immediate tease because coming up.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna retire. We've talked about it a lot. Ellen and I have talked about it a lot. Kiddo's talked about it a lot, and I'm at peace with it. I think it's the right time. And it's been such a fun year. I've had such a blast with this group. I've had such a blast with all you guys. So I can't think of a better season to go out.
Clayton Kershaw announcing his retirement at the end of the season, already a pitcher from a different era, and clearly, obviously, an all-time great. We need to do a quick appreciation, though, of Clayton Kershaw. Let's do a little digging in. Kershaw's Hall of Fame credentials are complete. 5 ERA titles, 4 in a row, 3 Cy Young awards, and an MVP award. And I often say this when speaking about players with extremely high all-time rankings, so it needs to be said about Clayton Kershaw. He doesn't just have a top 10 all-time ERA plus. He's not number 7, he's not number 4. He has the number 1 ERA plus in the history of baseball. Here's the top 5 all-time for those with 2,000 innings. It's Kershaw and Pedro Martinez. Now, they're about even here. So I'm believing that Kershaw has a decimal points lead. Their innings are about the same, right? So it's apples to apples here as well. Now, neither has anywhere near the innings Lefty Grove. Walter Johnson. That's crazy. That needs to be taken into consideration. I threw Hoyt Wilhelm up there. He's throwing relief innings, but over 2,200 innings, an all-time great. It's been a few years since we've seen the dominant and healthy Kershaw. It's easy to forget. This guy was a horse. Reliable, sturdy. He topped 225 innings 3 times while winning ERA titles. His ERA in this period was absurdly low. Let's take a look at this. Here's his peak and the big split in his career. Now, this is an insane peak, first of all. Right now, we're looking at aces who are throwing 180 to 190 innings a season. From 2010 to 2015, 6 full seasons. Kershaw's averaging 222 innings a season with a 2.24 ERA. If a pitcher has one season like that, that's usually his Cy Young season. Kershaw averaged that for 6 seasons. Now, from there, he dealt with plenty of injuries, all kinds of injuries, never reached 180 innings in a single season again. But from 2016 to 2023, he averaged 138 innings a season. Basically, look at the ERA, 2.55. The ERA plus is 161. That's close to the 165 that he had, 100 being league average. That's close to what he did at his peak. He just wasn't as durable at the time. Kershaw was not good. He was always great. Now, we know he had issues in the postseason. He certainly had excellent starts as well, but he had blow-ups. He had a 2.54 ERA in the regular season, a 4.49 in the postseason, and that's with 194 innings, a large sample. We should mention that does include 4 starts on short rest. He was so dominant, the Dodgers did that to him even when it wasn't a do-or-die game. No one else was asked to do that. It's certainly now not being done as well. Here's the upper echelon of the era. This is batter for batter, opponent's OPS plus. Kershaw is number 1 and by a pretty healthy margin. These are the best pitchers over the generation. Chris Sale, Johan, good to see Johan Santana up there. Justin Verlander, a lot more innings, right? He's got 700 more innings. And then Max Scherzer, whose innings are about the same as Kershaw. You see, he's at 65. 100 is league average. You can argue who was the best of this group, but Kershaw was the most dominant. An easy first ballot Hall of Famer. All right, joining us now, man who wrote the book on Clayton Kershaw, the last of his kind, Andy McCullough of The Athletic, joining us right now on Clayton Kershaw. Andy, it's Brian Kenny. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Andy, tell me, how expected or unexpected was the announcement?
Not shocking that he's going to decide to, pack it up after this year. I mean, he's been fairly open for several years, right, that he's kind of debating whether or not to keep going. I think it was a little surprising that he announced it. I think there was a lot of people, including in the Dodgers organization, I mean, Freddie Freeman said this, who thought he might just, send out a tweet or something in the offseason and say that he was done. But, as Kershaw said, he had received some, advice from his family, his wife Ellen, saying that it would be nice to be able to have a moment like he did the other night in LA and get a chance to say goodbye to the fans and, get a chance for them to say goodbye to him as well. I mean, 18 years is an incredibly long time, and to play it all with one organization is a real achievement.
What's surprising is, like, he's 37, right? So it makes sense. Seems young, though. Like, Scherzer is 41, Verlander's 42. The Dodgers seem to like the 100 pitching model, 100 inning pitching model. Did they want him back, or was this sort of it, like, given, how much the Dodgers can buy these days?
I suspect they're perfectly fine to have him on the roster for as long as he's pitching at this level, right? Like for as obviously people talk about him now almost in regards to who he had been, but at the end of the day, right, he's 10-2 this year with a 3.5 ERA. Like you can use that. I think from his perspective, though, it's like the amount of work it takes, the amount of time that he is away from his family, is it worth it to continue to do that? He has 4 kids and a 5th on the way. He really cares about getting a chance to, watch them grow up. And I think he just decided that, he wanted one more run, wanted one more chance to really enjoy a big league season. He's been able to do that. He might play a role in what they're doing in October. But, to keep sort of, he has no individual goals. He's not, he's not going to get to 300 wins or anything like that, so it's like, what is the point of keeping doing this? He wants to try and win a title this year, but otherwise he's accomplished all the things that he felt he needed to accomplish on the baseball field.
You say they have 4. His wife is pregnant now with number 5.
Correct. Yeah.
See, that's John Heyman. That's news. See, that affects things now. He's got a 1.88 ERA in August. I was watching him closely, and I thought, all right, this is not just he's limping to the finish line. He dipped a bit this month. How do they use him in the playoffs?
That's a great question. I mean, the way that they set up their rotation is going to be fascinating because, they have really 5 starters who you probably might feel a little bit better than Kershaw going, getting the ball to start a game, right? It's, you see, we've got the graphic here. You guys are good at this. Yamamoto, Snell, Glasnow, Ohtani, and Emmett Sheehan, who has really been nails for them. And so, the way they have it set up now, it looks like either Snell or Ohtani could be ready for game 1 of a wild card series. For Kershaw, their bullpen is such a wreck that they're going to need piggybacks, and Sheehan is going to play a role, in one of those games, and it would make sense to have Kershaw available, whether it's, behind Ohtani going right, left, or behind Snell. Snell makes less sense because he's a lefty as well. And Ohtani.
All right, we're suddenly cutting out there with Andy. Hopefully we can get him back here. I'm going to throw in here as we go over the rotation. We'll do this in a few minutes, too. The Vegas win number on opening day was 105 for the Dodgers. Others had like 103. They're at 88 right now. Andy, you there? You can hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, we got cut off for a second. So, again, I'm saying they're projected for like 105 wins opening day. They're 80. So my question is, in honor of John Heyman, who mocked me all year long, are the Dodgers a tad disappointing this year?
I mean, yes, in terms of the regular season, but the way they judge it, right, is October. So if they win the World Series, no one will care that they have played, pretty below expectations during the regular season. But yeah, I mean, how could you not say it's a disappointing result for them to be still having not clinched the division, likely having to play in a wild card series, given the amount of money that they've invested in this roster? Yeah, they've underperformed.
I thought it was pretty easy to call. John Heyman's been on me all year. No, from the very beginning, they weren't there's something not missing, or is it, you bring up a point, if they win the World Series, then they will be validated that, hey, we used to win 111, and yet everyone's on us, like, oh, you guys can't win. And now we cruise in, do whatever we need to do, get everybody ready, because they are a super talented team. They're super deep. Payroll's huge. Will that, like, usher in a new era of, hey, don't shoot for 105. Shoot for 90, get in and do it.
Well, I think that their goals are more October-based than regular season-based, right? They've kind of stretched. They've been so good in the regular season. It's like winning 115. What is the difference between 115
But now they go
and
wild card,
105?
Andy. That's like what
Yes.
they've
And
only done wild card once, and that was when they won 106, and the Giants, it was insane, they won 107. So this is going to feel different. Like I didn't even hit me that, hey, they're the 3rd seed. They're in the wild card round.
Yeah, they're the 3 seed, and if they win, they likely have to go to Philadelphia. That sucks. That is not the easy road to the World Series, right? That's a hard road.
He means in a baseball sense, is what he means.
Oh, no, I love the city of Philadelphia, to be clear. I'm from Philadelphia. I just mean
you're allowed to say it then. All right.
I just mean, no, I'm pro-Philadelphia. Do not put in the newspaper I'm anti-Philadelphia. But what I'm saying is that is like as hard a road as you can get. You got to flip a weighted coin in the wild card series, and then you have to go play the Phillies, who might be the best team. Right? That's tough. That is not how they drew it up.
All right. Andy, great stuff. Again, your book is still out there, Last of His Kind, Clayton Kershaw. Sorry to include John Heyman so much, but there's a lot of scores to settle. I had to get in there.
Right.
You won that one.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
John, I hope you read the book. I gave it to you.
Of course. Excellent book. Really outstanding.
Yeah, sure.
He's good at that. No, I believe him in this case. Andy, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again.
Hey, thanks for having me.